Gabagool over here. Gabagool over here.
Traders, good to see y'all. Nice turnaround Tuesday. I mean, not an official one or anything, but the assets turned around on a Tuesday. So thanks for being here. Bitcoin had a good day, I guess. I mean, it's pretty weird when Bitcoin's down 0.43% and it feels pretty good, right? And it has to do with yesterday's price action where you were rallying and then you bearishly engulfed, and then you started like confirming the bearish engulfing candle, but then like, you know, stock market open and we rallied, and we're just right back to where we were yesterday at the highs. You haven't even touched 40K yet. You haven't touched that since the 11th. Looks possible it's coming, all right, for a test. Supply lines upon you. You held that 37.7. As we talked about yesterday, it's still holding. So pretty much in the middle of a range between 33.7 and 45.5. So many higher lows and so many lower highs. The price contraction is unreal, and that just adds to the level of uncertainty that's going on. Where you look at the daily, yesterday was a technical bullish engulfing candle. Today, it's still an engulfing candle. Although the engulfing candle is still valid as of today. As you can see, just everything got bought up, and you know the engulfing candles are always valid until you get daily candle close confirmation below the open of that engulfing candle. So you're good there. Kind of hard to believe that like just locally your negative momentum's waning again, or the low about the same low and way lower levels. And kidding me, man? Like just every day, man, it's just up and down, and we've been here for 7 weeks almost. Yeah, about 7 weeks with no resolution, but it seems certainly like that resolution will be here soon enough. Whether it's a pump or a dump, whether it's 30K or 58K, those are probably your targets, your next targets, whichever way it goes. So I don't know, man. You could look at it a couple different ways. Where, I mean, right? I mean, this is kind of, it's a form of consolidation, certainly a sell wall and accumulation, and that kind of visualizes the accumulation. It's not perfect. I mean, I could anchor with the wick low, but hey, one time in history, Bitcoin's had an ascending triangle and broke out bullishly after a massive drawdown, and it was all the way back in 2018, 2019. The Gartley, but it was also an ascending triangle, and it was the White Walkers. If you remember, we were covering this live on stream when the breakout occurred, and there were 3 blasts. It was the White Walkers, man. Oh, what's up? I think that's Crypto Hoarder. I'm at risk of sounding arrogant. What's up, dude? Thanks. Good to see you, man. I know we've been talking all day. Patreon chat. He says, hello, world. Can we get some Leroy Jenkins? Thank you so much. Shit, that's loud. Thank you, dude.
Crypto_hoarder tipped $105.11. Hello world. 0.0400000000 ETH.
Thanks, Crypto Hoarder. But this is Crypto Hoarder today. This is not Crypto Hoarder from yesterday, who certainly could not one-up himself today, right? So, thanks, dude. But I think he would agree that it's interesting to picture it this way. I mean, dude, again, I think if Bitcoin fails and it keeps rolling over, it's just because the macro conditions are terrible, and we actually are going into a massive recession. It's just one of those 10+ year things. It sucks. But if we aren't, I mean, heck, even if we are, you know, you just catch some rallies here. You test 45K one more time, it's 70% chance of a bullish breakout, but you're not even above 42K. So even though things are like okay right now, you're not doing anything besides yesterday the engulfing. The 3-day is still fine. You know, if you just kept Bitcoin chart on the 3-day, nothing's really changed. Sorry. Look at this 3-day working on you got a day and an hour left. Man, if we could catch it, we just have a good day tomorrow, a really good day tomorrow. Think about it. You know, bullish engulfing candle into a bearish engulfing candle into a bullish engulfing candle on the 3-day. Are you kidding me? Sorry, I want data on this. Yeah, but still above that 200 3-day simple moving average. You've already confirmed a bottoms in at an 88% retrace. This is the Scott Carney stuff, man. This is what dreams are made of, and it's across the market, right? I'm never going to claim that I know where an asset's going, but all I can tell you only in crypto right now, not stocks, not commodities, just no context, no recession, no war, just crypto. You are looking at assets that are presenting arguments at certain retrace levels with certain variables, right? That where if you look back in history at these assets, when they've done the same things just way back in their old cycles, this is exactly where they reverse. So you can't be like, oh, what if it crashes? What if it dumps, man? Because it was neutral and there was just bearish consolidation and the world's collapsing, the economy and all that. Okay, well, you can get mad at me because all I'm doing is just identifying the same things we've identified in history. And I'm talking like since the beginning of the stream. We've been looking for things like this everywhere. All right? Everywhere. So, good day for Bitcoin. Good day for Ethereum. That's just, I don't think you can get more contraction than this, man. You should make lower highs, and then you make higher lows. All you do is just make higher lows, lower highs. The contraction's unreal. Still in the downtrend, right? Clearly, but getting closer and closer and closer to what could be seemingly a supply line. You just got to think, maybe, is this going on? It's very possible, right? Where you've created a cipher, a bullish cipher textbook, type 1 and now a type 2 on a higher low. Crazy. I think it makes things interesting, right? I'm never just going to be full on, like, extremely bullish, oh my god, until you get above 3K. You start taking out previous local highs, then we'll talk. But until you make a higher high, man, you just got to be cautious, but you could be cautiously optimistic just looking at the M shapes and the continuation of accumulation.
Can you look at Penn, please? Thanks.
What's up, Steven? Yeah, man, we'll look at Penn Gaming. Yep. Yeah, we'll do that, man. Yeah, I don't think you said tweezer top on the daily. Dude, remember context? Tweezer top reversals. I mean, tweezer top reversals. I don't even know what you're talking about. What? Are you talking about Ethereum or something? Or maybe Bitcoin? No, dude, that's what? That's not even real life. In any way, even if you're looking for a tweezer top, you're looking for it at actual tops where like rallies occur. Oh yeah, there's a tweezer top, or somewhere like after a rally. You're not looking for tweezer top reversals in the middle of the frickin' chop zone consolidation. After an engulfing candle. So I don't know, man. It's really interesting. So yeah, a lot of like stuff happened today. Let's take a gander at total that has really been in this critical area. Okay, or we're just talking about $1.71 trillion, man, right? And you're not above it. You're just right at it. You engulfed yesterday, fortunately, but that engulfing just tested that daily candle high close from February 21st. If anything you get out of this stream, maybe it is, dang, man, those first time support resistances when they're created, they actually really do. They really do respect the TA, don't they? They act as, they're painted here in February, but then many months go by, and then they become it becomes a resistance again. But then it was support later in the year, and then resistance, and then resistance, and resistance again, right? I mean, it's pretty cool. But that shows how big of a battleground area this is, and you have to catch follow through, man. It's really pathetic. It's like almost like the same lows with lots of distribution. So I mean, just where are the bids? They have to come in soon. Otherwise, yeah, 30K. But man, if they can come in, yeah, you go to 45K, you break that, you go to 58K, and then everything's cool. But that's a big if with, the market conditions. And yes, the index funds had a great day today. And while commodities, dumped, man. And then the producer price index, I mean, it's up 10% year over year, and that's just kind of companies, like how much it costs them to produce products. So obviously that's going to accelerate inflation for us, the consumer, because who gets wrecked? Taxpayers and consumers. No one else does. So you got that going on. You got Facebook. They're launching NFT products, I think. Cool story, bro. Daylight savings time is going to be permanent, maybe by November. which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, man, commodities smoked a little bit today. I guess we can keep going. That's it, man. It's like, are you doing? It's cool, dude, that you're at this level, but it's certainly not cool that you can't break. You never break, never go higher. You never make higher highs, like ever. You haven't made a higher high on this effing chart since November. It is about to be St. Patrick's Day. That is not bullish. That's terrible trend. It's trash. It's been trash. Maybe it can reverse, but at the same time, it can also continue here. It can also continue downward. Oh, look, 42 minutes till the daily close and Bitcoin's rolling over again just like it did yesterday. I mean, this is just, the price action is literal AIDS, dude. Let's go to BNB. Let's go. Let's do it. You know, BNB down 0.46% today. Can't catch bids either. It's not going to rally until something insane happens. I mean, there has to be a news-driven catalyst probably to get Bitcoin to rally here. I mean, no one's buying, really. It's the same price every day. Every day, it's the same price for Bitcoin. I mean, we're talking since the beginning of the year. You know, you go up, you go down, but you're at the same price, fixed price. BNB, same thing. Since it dumped in late January, it's just same price it was January 24th, 22nd. Yeah, I guess you break the supply line. Okay, then fine. Catch some effing bids. Still a bunch of crickets on this market. I mean, really, even though, yes, we know they're at lower risk areas based on what we know about technicals, but there are other issues. There are other variables that exist and they're outside of just the TA. They really are. And it's a bearish macro, like a bearish outlook on just gross domestic products everywhere, right? The war has really done that. And yeah, inflation's killer. Just got to wonder. And the Fed's tightening, right? I think tomorrow they might be literally, it's time. All right, 25 basis points coming. So I don't know how that's going to affect it. And really, hey, if we have to trade based on what the effing Fed does on their meetings, that's really not good market conditions. I really did. We pumped leading into it. Wait till you see tomorrow. It's going to be whack. I mean, oh yeah, that's another thing. The leveraged VIX, the 3-time levered ETN of the VIX, volatility index, the VXX, it halted this morning 4 times in 1 hour. That is insane, man. Let's go to the VIX real quick. I know we're getting away from crypto, but for a sec. Let's look at that VIX. It's out of this world, man. You know, you're back below 30 today because it required an effing insane face-ripping rally intraday for index funds for you to finally fall back below 30. I don't know if that's going to last, man. What we got on deck tomorrow, it's just going to be really interesting to see. Oh, I think just moments ago, Biden or Brandon and them, they're going to send another $1 billion to Ukraine. Yeah, what's cool billion, dude? Just our taxpayer money leaving our country when we have a border crisis. And all kinds of issues, all kinds of inequality here, issues here. But I get it, right? Whatever. Cancel anyone for caring about taxpayer money being misallocated, taken somewhere else, where I don't even know how there can be any kind of oversight with that. And oh yeah, by the way, inflation, really just spending money not on our country, somewhere else, when we have super inflation going on, super inflation. But yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, the VXX is 1 time? What? What is the 3 time? This is what happened to it. This is the chart itself where it halted. It went up to 41, dude. Well, how to a beautiful chart though. I mean, it's the inverse of the Dow Jones. That's literally, it's the inverse of the German stock market. It's the right angle descending broadening formation with a certain sell wall at 28.7, it was going to do it, man. It was breaking it. And then everyone's hopes and dreams were destroyed here, right? I mean, I guess if you were wanting a bullish breakout, it didn't do it, man. Bamboozled. But I don't know if this is over. I mean, after hours, holy crap. The VXX is up 6.69% right now. It is technically, you can barely see it, but the VXX is sitting at 30.62, which is pretty much just right above that level. These candle low closes these. All right. You can understand where this is going if these index funds don't recapture their support resistances that they've been below. Anyway, that was notable, so forgive me for going here. Let's go to Luna real quick, because it's one of the largest crypto market caps out there, down 7% right now. Already working on it was okay. It's working on a bearish engulfing candle. 37 minutes certainly could happen. But you made a high, you made the higher high at the resistance, and lower levels of positive momentum, lower levels of relative strength. This is certainly a little bit of bearish divergence on the daily developing. I'm wondering, like 12-hour massive bearish divergence is really ugly on the 12-hour. Look, the higher high. You better be careful. And now you've attempted a rally again, bearish engulfing on the 12-hour, and you can't get back up to 99.90. So this is definitely where a short-term top could be in. Short-term, like, you can get mad at me for saying a short-term top's in. I'm not saying it's going to $0 or even $50. I'm just saying, like, oscillators are implying that Luna is exhausted at a major resistance, an all-time high resistance, a psychological $100 resistance. Okay, that's not like crazy. That's not crazy to say. Bearish divergence, Luna could be in. Okay, so what does that imply? Reversal to the downside next if the TA is respected on the 12-hour and kind of the daily. All right, that's it. Luna, and then XRP, which, hey man, if you don't care about the macro, you don't care about Bitcoin, you don't care about anything but just the pure technicals here, this is set up for higher prices. If the TA is respected, it goes to much higher levels. It's just, this is what I showed to patrons. Like, okay, so burn this chart in your mind right now, everything about it, okay? Like inflection point, back testing it, there was a supply line back here, but when you broke the supply line, you then painted the M shape. 886, the pattern completion zone, perfect. Value perceived areas, okay? And then we look at Ethereum to Bitcoin, a trade setup from October 20th, where what happened? You had broken out, you'd broken like a critical level, and you'd stayed above it for months, and then you broke a supply line, on XRP. Certainly, after you broke critical level, right? You couldn't break it. You finally broke it. Then you came to back test it. Well, that's exactly what Ethereum to Bitcoin did multiple times. And then it was a perfect, so good. And then it broke that and created the M shape. Created the effing M shape, just like XRP. And at the M shape's pattern completion zone, just like Ethereum. Oh, the Ethereum was so strong, man. It was like literally, I was taking a chance on a cipher, and it played out because it could have failed and gone to the 886, and I get stopped out or near stop out, and it's at a better area, but it was just so bullish. This one, so it's a little different where I don't think XRP is as strong as Ethereum to Bitcoin just because it made an 886, not a 786. But other than that, I mean, like, they're pretty similar. Everything about the charts are similar, and sometimes it plays out, right? Sometimes it plays out, and then sometimes it doesn't play out. Sometimes you're going into recession and people are starving and the macro's trash, terrible. So, but maybe sometime it could play out. We're not here to try to find out if it's going to play out, but we're certainly here to try to help you understand where it is actionable for longs at lower risk areas. Is it high risk up here? Taking high risk up here, trying to break 165 after a big, huge run already. I mean, these are stupid levels, but a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, retail out there, they're just looking at numbers. They're not looking at charts or resistances. They're just buying randomly, FOMOing in. They don't care. But at least here, we're trying to strategize with traditional technical analysis. That's it. So, okay, XRP, and then Cardano, which, dude, what a scrub, man. I don't care about the divergence. It's just bad. Below dollar. Screw this asset. Like, it's not even really doing anything that would make you be like, yay, Cardano. At least there are many assets in this space that are at 886s, type 2 returns, bullish divergence on multiple timescales, and back testing critical supports from history. This is doing literally none of that. The only thing Cardano's doing is just showing daily triple bullish divergence on the MACD histogram. That's it. That's the only variable. Pretty weak argument. Pretty terrible argument. So good luck, Cardano. Yeah, you happen to be a large market cap crypto, so we're looking at you right now. If you weren't a large market cap crypto, we probably stop looking at you at the beginning of the stream like we do every day. It's an abusive relationship, dude. Figure it out and start making higher highs. Start breaking support resistances. Otherwise, you're going to see 38, 40 cents. Okay, so knock that out. Some cryptos. Any notable gainers in the crypto space today? Yeah, sure. There were some notable gainers. Guess what? We were here yesterday making jokes and stuff because GRT had a pretty good day. But then GRT goes ahead and says, I'm going to have another good day on extremely high volume. Highest volume you've seen since November. At where? It could only be a pattern completion zone of a textbook bullish shark, a 113% retrace. Right there, that was the bottom, and what a massive move up. What is GRT up since its 113% retrace? It is up 39% in 2 weeks. I mean, it's really up that much in 3 days. Because it's like, if you bought here, it's like you wait and finally, but like 3 days, man, it's a lot. 40%. So, and it's near those levels, near those, can't get much worse till zero. But nice, man. Really, really nice to see GRT take the reins today and kind of respect the TA, one of them, right? Because this is like one of the only ones. You understand how many assets look like GRT right now that aren't doing anything at their respective levels? Well, I'm not going to show you yet, but I'm going to talk about one that was, and it was basic attention token at its pattern completion zone of the shark, the 88.6% retrace, not the 70%, 100%, 112. No, it's the 88% retrace. Bottomed there. Massive bullish divergence on the oscillators. And what a rally it's seen since that bottom got put in right there. Magic, man. Magic. And this is like, before all this happened, all these harmonics were here. We have no idea if they're going to play out. But we identify them and show them to you. And if you have a harmonic with other variables that are also favorable for a bullish reversal, things are pretty good. You got an edge, and it seems like the edge is kind of playing out for now. But remember, if the market conditions are too trash, which they could be, you're not going to have a very sustainable run. You'll end up making a lower high. You'll stay below the 200-day moving average. You'll go test resistance as resistance again, right? And then you'll fail. You'll roll over and you'll dump to lower lows, and then that's it. That's possible too. Very possible. So what we want to see, though, is massive performance, like a true bottom and a new really large wave structure to the upside that takes you to crazy levels like 145, 169 again. And that's where people will be taking profit, maybe exiting completely right out of their position. Because it's trader's market, clearly trader's market. Now, you hold long enough, over enough years, sure, it pays. But if you're talking about holding for a year, not been good. It's been terrible. So these are tools to make money, and then you drop them. You hit it and you quit it if you can. Now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe a few others, handful like Luna, who some people knew, whatever. There are like reasons maybe to hold long term, but most of them, especially the ones from 2017, are trash and they're not up at all. But yeah, they're more up. I mean, FTM was up 10% today. Dang, it never got to that 113, did it? Nope, it kind of just randomly bounced because Bitcoin bounced, right? Trying to work on a daily bullish engulfing candle. I would say the divergence is kind of invalid, but it still is kind of like the same. Yeah, no, it's not invalid. It actually is. If we get out the microscope, it really is still diverging here. You've seen that before. The big histogram island and the two smaller ones. The stagnation and negative momentum, which is fine. But dang, I figured maybe you'd see the 113. It makes sense. The 113 is a critical resistance, support, and you just said, nah, I'm not going to. Maybe you still will, right? Because Bitcoin, all it has to do is just bearishly engulf like it does every day. So and you got KNC that had a good day, and it's continuing to rally. It's up 5.60%. Broke some resistance. Broke a little bit of resistance. Let's see, where is this plotted? That's that daily candle high close back from December of 2017. You're clearly above that candle high close from April 2018. You're in pretty good shape here. This thing's nice, man. It's certainly not at low risk areas for long. I hope you could understand that. But wow, you know, you had your chance at the bottom of a range. You had a partial decline here. Bitcoin would have a partial decline too if it ever saw 45K again, but that's the biggest if in the entire world, man. But yeah, I mean, soon to be, you could close 27 minutes till your highest close since May. But yeah, nice engulfing candle yesterday and catching some follow through immediately. Just a decent day for the macro. Yeah, cool. Look at this thing, man. This thing's up 5%. Look at this, man. You tell me, chat. This is true. TRUU. Somehow this scrub made it on my watch list. I never got rid of it. Maybe that's my fault. I should have gotten rid of it, but I didn't. And I was just able to identify a very, very beautiful falling wedge pattern, like textbook falling wedge. I mean, talking 85, 90% through the development of the wedge. It's bottoming out at like a 90% plus retrace from the previous low to high, and kind of trying to one time, two times, trying to confirm a bottom. And even locally, you could see like a 60-minute, 4-hour double bottom within the potential double bottom. And at the same time, you've got all that. You got really nice bullish divergence of the daily. So the argument's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger for true to maybe reverse more majorly the upside. I tried early today. Let's go, crypto holder, man. Wonka vision. Again, I'm in the chart, man.
Crypto_hoarder tip $251.22. Look, Mom, I'm on TV. Wonka Vision 0.09600000ETH.
Thanks, Mom. Or thanks, Crypto Hoarder. It's not a joke, dude. TV's my life, alright? I'm gonna be in one of those westerns one day. You'll see. Can you imagine? I mean, Mike TV, he was just born in the wrong time. He probably would have been an awesome live streamer, but he was just born and raised in the 60s, 70s. So yeah, he got trapped in a freaking Wonka Vision TV, and he's probably still there. Goes in the chat for Mike TV. But I'm Mitch TV, Mitch Trading View. I'm stuck in the TV too right here on these charts every day, every night. Too much, probably unhealthy. It really is. I think I spend too much time on charts, but whatever. You can see, right? Could anyone understand why the argument for true is kind of there, despite it being some low-tier trash S-coin? Right? Like you're bottoming out. You didn't make 100% retrace, so there's still like this one guy who owns True from that first bottom in July last year. And you're just on the cusp. I mean, you're testing it. I think it's pretty clear it's a real resistance based on the fact that it did that, rejected it, and came back. And it did that before. It did that on the 10th. I mean, this thing's like ready to break out. I don't, if you just take away the ticker, all right. Let's say this was Amazon or Google or something else, and we're looking at the technicals. This would be an insanely good technical setup for higher prices. I mean, you're just like talking almost triple bottoming here. Like, what else has that? Nothing else could happen on this asset that would make it better for a low-risk long. You get that? Nothing. Just about. I mean, maybe if we had, like, historical data that was like this long-term uptrend and it's doing it. It's like no. But the good news is, like, it's a no trend, and it's at the bottom of the no trend range, right? So if you just cannot be surprised if True actually goes berserk soon. Very, very soon, right? 25, 27 cent target. You ever broke that, you'd be going to 54 cents. I mean, it's wild. So good luck for the macro, though. I mean, what are you going to do when recession and economy's dumping and collapsing and stuff? So it's... Dang, Tarnak, man. That's freaking awesome. Let's go, man.
Tarnik super chatted $78.80. Hey Mitch. Got a new job today, 24% raise. Cheers. You're the man.
Dude, that's amazing, because if anyone gets a raise and it's less than an 8% raise, you're getting screwed. You are getting royally screwed, and you have an argument, and they cannot deny your argument. And if you haven't gotten a raise, you should be asking for a raise. You should be presenting an argument to your employers about why. And hopefully you have merit to back it up. You're a hard worker, you show up on time, you don't take sick days, right? You have a good attitude, right? You help people, you're a leader in your own right. And those are things you should strive for in your employment, but that is all the more reason why you should present an argument to your employer about getting a raise, dude. Because this CPI crap is crazy. It's more than 8%, dude. It's more. Just wait till next month's CPI. Remember, all this invasion stuff, all the shutdown, all these things that bad that have happened have not been reported yet, right? Like on the CPI data, it will be presented next month. Next month's the scary one, March. So you'll see. It'll be double digits probably. I mean, I don't know. It already is double digits. We know that. But I'm saying, like, what's the official number going to be? It should be over 10% in March. And I think it'd be another one of those. They're just effing lying to you. They think you're stupid if it's not over 10% in March. Okay? This is it, man. True. It just, I don't care that it's an escaloid. It looks unreal. If you flip this chart over, I would say the same. It's so effing bearish right here. This thing looks like it's about to collapse. Right, when you say? I'm just gonna like annoy patrons again. I've been pinging them all day. I would just say, like, pray the economy doesn't collapse, because that's probably what's going to happen. Like, this thing will play out unless the economy collapses, unless we go into, like, this crazy psycho. It's 2008, man. There's pandemonium everywhere. Like, for real. Like, you know, be on CNBC, and people are running around screaming, and they got their bearish graphics and all that. Oh, you know, this is the worst day we've seen since 2008. I mean, like, that would have to happen, you know. If it doesn't happen, this will probably play out, right? Okay, so spending some time on some of these coins. We haven't even shifted gears to the equities market yet, which we should. We should just go. You know, we can maybe look at others later afterwards, but it takes a minute to get across the markets, right? So the S&P, you know, the idea. So nice candle today, but, you know, you broke above one high, which is really important, May 6th, but you still, I think, need to break 4,300. I think it's just a zone. Clearly the chop zone, because you've been, look, I mean, different days you tested that as resistance. So here's what's going on. Though it looks like certain doom for the S&P, the divergence that we have identified and talked about is just continuing its development to where you just cannot count out the divergence. This is the most bullish, I tweeted about this, this is the most bullish divergence on the S&P 500 in all the index funds that you've seen since when the absolute effing bottom of the COVID crash. It was here. This was all identified. It just kept extending on, really 3 different times, and then it bottomed out. The exhaustion was clear, but dang, when was it going to stop? Well, it had to go test a high from 2016 before it truly bottomed out and you began the V-shape. So, and other than that, you have not seen real classic bullish divergence on the RSI and oversold territory until now, right? So that's what I'm saying. If it happened at the COVID crash low, it could very well play out here too. And if it does, that means impending price action reversal to the upside, where you're reversing from the bearish moves we've seen since the beginning of the year. And that could usher in this hypothetical where you have an XABC wave and you're working on the C to D wave. The C to D wave does not become invalid until the S&P rolls over and you fall below C, which is $4,100. Okay, and if it does that, then you're looking at supply line. You re-break it, then it becomes it's a dragon. It's the dragon pattern, and it rallies, and the deep retrace is probably where it would all end. You know, it would just churn on up, and it could take weeks and weeks and weeks for it to finally get to 46.67. and then that would be like the actual top, and it would make a lower high, and then it'd be over for everything. It'd be like, that's when the recession starts. Oh, okay, right, yeah. And this induces a crap load of buying. People think we're safe, we're going back bullish, and no, we're not. Right? You know what this is? You know what this reminds me of a little bit? And it's not like exactly the same at all. But you go to Bitcoin, and I'm just using my memory here. You go back to 2019. Oh, what happened? The beginning of, everything. Well, it started with, this massive downtrend and a collapse. How did it end? A bullish Gartley, a Jesus Gartley. This is the legendary Gartley. But then it rallied, and no one really talks about this, even though this was presented on stream the night before the dump. It all ended with a beautiful textbook bearish cipher. So harmonics giveth life, and they also taketh life. They begin cycles and they end cycles. Clearly that was the case on Bitcoin back in the summer of 2019. I know some of y'all remember it very well. So you just got to think, where are we? We're right here. We're kind of right here on the S&P 500, the index funds, on the lower low. And it could be, you rally, you churn on up. This took from July 2019, was it July 2nd to it was a, 8-day, 1 week long rally. It's the 4 hour though. We're looking at the daily in the S&P. So you remember that, man. A lot of times cycles can end with harmonics. They don't just collapse, right? It'd be too easy. It'd be too easy for people buying puts and shorting right now. Way too easy. Yeah, so that's kind of the argument a little bit, right? The waves.
Mitch, play the Hey song from March CPI parent.
What's up, Fiat?
Mitch,
Hedgeman.
would you please look at SWN, Southwestern Energy Company? Do you think we are seeing a back test of the 200-day moving average before higher prices?
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm thinking like...
God bless, praying gesture.
What? I'm thinking, man, that this is what happens in trends, man. All right, so you've started a downtrend in the index funds, and you started an uptrend in commodities. Well, it's not easy, man. It's not gonna just go straight up, even though gold kind of did go straight up, hit all the targets, two of the three targets trade setup, and it literally dumped. And Scott Carney had identified a very beautiful bearish deep crab, I believe. And right at the 1618, it reacted like the Jesus, and that's where we are right now. We're gonna look at that, of course, but let me just get through these real quick. I keep getting off the beaten path, so I feel like Russia's 40-mile convoy. I learned a lot about that. Why, you're probably asking, why did the Ukrainian military not just try to clean house on that 40-mile convoy? It was almost ingenious that they didn't do it. It's created all the problems for Russia now from not destroying it outright. So anyway, S&P and then Dow Jones. Decent day, right? Decent day, man. Hey, all right, we're back, man. We're back at these levels. We're back in the zone. I like it. The divergence still there, and you've just gone positive on your momentum. And it's finally, there you go. We've been saying it, but it started building again on the lower prices. You were breaking below support when the negative momentum was like this. It's dang, dude, that stuff's getting invalidated. And then the next couple days, you continue your maturation of this bullish divergence. Very real. So I don't think you're out of the woods by any means, but you could certainly be in store for a relief rally if this classic Class A bullish divergence is respected. You could have a nicer rally to the upside, but I just don't think it's going to turn into anything but a more major lower high than the all-time high. And that's the XABCD wave, right? Same type of cipher shark stuff. But good day today. Great, man. Up 1.82%. Highest daily candle close since March 4th. That's cool. Yeah, you just can't be surprised after, it's been selling off since the all-time high. It's not been good conditions, and it could just be in store for a relief rally, and that's what happens, man. Can't be perfect, can't be easy. NASDAQ, same thing. Big moves, even though all it did was kind of fill a gap. It didn't paint anything. This is one of your weakest. The S&P and Dow Jones are a little bit more hopium than the NASDAQ, where it's up 2.92%, but relatively it's much lower than the S&P and Dow Jones are from their respective all-time highs. So massive underperformer, even if you outperform just today. You're below that low from May 12th of 2021, the low from January 29th of 2021. You got to get back above that. If you do, though, if you get above 13,000, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. I mean, you have very thin order books between 13K and 14K. So if you break that, do not be surprised if we catch a relief rally, because the divergence on the S&P and Dow Jones is undeniable. It's extremely well developed, and it's, again, the most developed of any sort of. It's the only time we've seen actual classic bullish divergence, really, on the index funds since the COVID crash. And that shows you how bad things have to get for you to get in a condition on an index fund where it actually has to show classic. Because countless times on the way up from that COVID crash low to the all-time highs, we saw hidden bullish divergence over and over and over. And that's like common characteristics of an uptrend, is all you can get because it's too strong. It can't make a lower low. So you can't get classic divergence. So all you get is hidden divergence the whole way up. But then sometimes on the 4 hour, you'll get the classic locally and stuff. But anyway, yeah, if you rally here, there's stagnation, obviously, and negative momentum. And I think if the index funds, or the bigger ones, or the Dow Jones and the S&P, if they catch bids, obviously the NASDAQ's going to catch bids too. So the Russell 2000. Hope I'm not boring anyone. Does anyone get anything out of the stream? I don't know, man. Just let me know. Up 1.4%. It's awful, dude. It's terrible. And yeah, it's gonna catch bids because of the S&P, but don't make a mistake to think that this is like somehow amazing. Classic distribution. Yeah, you held on to the same low from February 23rd, but dude, it was because the macro had a good day. If the macro has a good day tomorrow, you'll rally again. Nice bullish Marabazoo. Bullish Marabazoo. Just to me, man, classic distribution. It's like undeniable classic distribution for now. I mean, how many lower highs you got to make? I mean, how does this look dissimilar to Nike? Just short it. How is it dissimilar? It's like I'm just identifying the same type of distribution structure on the Russell 2000 that I identified on Nike before it collapsed. Oh, nice day for Nike, man. Up 1.56%. That's awful. That's terrible. Okay. So I think that it's the similar situation where, the Russell 2000 is well below that critical level, like the range. It's way below it. And it's doing the same thing, man. So we'll see. All right, we'll see what happens. Good luck on the equities. It's fine like a fruit fly is fine, crypto hoarder. You know what I'm saying, man? Okay, so let's shift gears to commodities. Gold. Yeah, man. Gold pulled back and it bearishly engulfed below 1921, which is really bad, man. 1921 is not a joke. 1921 is your old all-time high. You go back to yesteryear. Yes, literally yesteryear. Here it is. It is the high from September of 2011. Right there, you can stare at it. You can see it. You're below that now. You're correcting, but after only this, right? Only after that. What was that? Sorry. Said that. So I'm just gonna show it, man. It's just like, it's crazy how this TA stuff works, right? Where it's like Scott Carney's freaking, it was the crab, the bearish crab pattern at the 1618. Like barely, it was literally, that's the reaction. You just caught your major reaction. So the good news is you think that there will be an attempted rally soon, no matter where you bottom out. It's gonna, you're correct, man. It's got to pull back. People that FOMO'd into gold have to get devastated and go homeless, and then sell low for it to rally. Right, that has to happen. But the good news is, right, if you pay attention and you care about traditional technical analysis and you don't think it's a joke, I mean, this is PAX G, this is the crypto for gold, right? 3 targets. But it was just the identified accumulation structure, which is literally the opposite of what we're identifying on the Russell 2000 right now. Instead of 3 rising valleys, it's 3 falling peaks. If you flip this chart over, it would be the Russell 2000 in ways. Back testing, supports as support, hidden divergence, everything you could dream of for a long opportunity, right? What, dude, look at it. I mean, it just like, how is it actually literally hitting the target, the second target? Once, selling off, then twice, and reversing. right? So profit taking levels for traders have been achieved, and maybe that's another reason why you're selling off too, right? But you don't worry, it's not over. Is it over for gold? Probably not. I don't think so. But it might feel like it right now. Definitely could feel like it, but it's cool to take profit on things when they hit targets and stuff, right? And it's good to have a trading plan so you know what you're doing when it gets to those crazy levels. So Scott Carney's pattern completion zone, without me even thinking about it, right? I didn't even think about the fib extension or a harmonic when I presented this argument to patrons. I didn't know, but it turns out it literally was where a reaction should have occurred. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Oh man, I'm doing like, oh, I can't wait to see this. I'm doing like shipped, getting like actual groceries this time. They're gonna be like, we're out of literally everything you've requested. It's gonna disrupt the entire stream. I can't wait. Okay, so yeah, you're pulling back, and eventually it'll pivot, probably making a higher low than 1800, and then run again. Attempt to rally here, maybe go for a type 2 or something. Anyway, silver, and it's yeah, pulled back too. It's doing its own thing as well. But the thing is, look what's happened. All right, so there was an inflection point that it fell below, and then it on the 4-hour bullish engulfing, and now back testing 2484. 2484 clearly look September and October. You're trying to back test that as support now. Pretty nice, but I don't think there's much of an edge really. You know, it's kind of whacked out on the oscillators on the 4-hour anyway. But you know, clearly a pullback on the daily, negative Momo building. Fine, no problem, man. There was no bearish divergence. You had nothing to worry about. Actually, you had maybe just a smidge, like a little class C divergence, stagnation. Okay, you pull back while equities get their little scrub rally, and then when they start rolling over again, they'll eventually start catching bids again. Just, you can't forget about the trend. Yeah, you're going to be long on these assets, and they're going to be down, and you're going to be like, crap, man, is it over for gold and silver? Just chill for a second, relax. They're going to have up days and down days, but the long-term trend is bullish. So you just got to stick with the trend. Same thing kind of with the equities market. It's like where you know it's bad. It could catch a nice rally, but it's probably not going to manifest into all-time highs or even, you know, I mean, it might go to 786, 886 for real, but we'll see because the market might be so bearish they never can even get up there. We will see. You have less than 6 minutes till your daily candle close. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Thanks for being here. Just another day across the markets, right? Okay, silver. Yeah, I can get a platinum. Look at it. They've all kind of gotten hit pretty hard, and that's okay. It's understandable. I think something was cool on platinum though, because it I plotted a channel. Yeah, that's nasty, man. That broke all formal supports. That broke your 200-day moving average. That broke the support resistance from 1,000. That's bad. That's really nasty, dude. And it really wasn't too bad on the oscillators. It just kind of wrecked, man. So I think, like, you know, the further you get from gold, it starts becoming, all these metals start becoming more S-coinish, right? Where their volatility, they're gonna be a lot more volatile. They're gonna have bigger swings than gold and silver, smaller market caps. Yeah, this one technically broke a very critical level. So yikes on platinum. But in the end, even if you break critical supports, like silver did that. Silver literally broke critical supports, but then ended up just making a higher low than its previous low, and then rallied, and it went to the highest high of the entire rally. So these things can happen. Terrible though, awful stuff going on, and it could keep going. But maybe if you can just make a higher low than $900, you're just going to show more accumulation. You're going to rally again. So it happens, man. You did hit 1194, which was right there, that high from August 2016. Bad day for metals, man. Real bad day. And then palladium got smoked. I mean, real bad, right? I mean, it had fallen back below its resistances and started back down the 200 moving average. But it'll eventually maybe start showing hidden bullish divergence if it starts pivoting here. Nickel, I don't know what happened. I don't think they're even letting this thing open anymore. I don't know the story behind. I know there was a short squeeze and all that stuff, and they cheated and all that. you know, the exchanges like moved the price from what it was, froze everything. Yeah, there's your nickel still. Yeah, wheat futures had a nice day today, up 5.29%. Still, you know, probably pivoting. It could be time to rally again, to go test those all-time highs once more. Yeah. Corn futures, super strong, right? Just consolidating up here. You're going to tell me it's going to flag or something? Like bull flag? It's pinnating. There's like a pennant kind of going on up here. At a critical resistance. It hasn't broken down yet. Hasn't reacted much yet, has it? Super strong. Coffee has broken that critical support, and that's what we were afraid of yesterday, right? We're talking about coffee. If you fall below 220, you got to forget about it. You know, it's because it could go all the way down to 172. Historical price action tells us all it does is do that. That's all it does. So it could very well be going down to 172 again. At least going to the 200-day moving average. But commodities, man, yeah, getting smoked. Orange juice is super strong, though. Lots of accumulation. And where we think it could very well, if it keeps this up, it's probably going to 168. Good God, man. Anyway, yeah, orange juice, solid as F. Trying to make like a higher low local double bottom. You can understand an X, A, B, C, D. Probably going to 156 from here. Yeah, gonna go fill a gap. But then, yeah, just the wave structure or something. Okay, I see it. I can see it. Too much, obviously, way too much accumulation. Trend too strong. Trend is your friend. You're gonna have down days, right? Assets are gonna have down days in their uptrends. They're gonna be nasty too. They're gonna be disgusting. But eventually they can do full resets, right? 100%, 886s. Then they create the cyphers, right? Just think about it, you know? Just some assets that are in uptrends. Gold, silver, platinum, freaking orange juice, right? Then all of a sudden they do what? Oh, they just make perfect, you know, M shapes of some sort, depending on where you anchor. I think here it'd be, you know, whatever. You see the M shape, and what happens at those 886s, 786s? They react, and then they reverse very well. They outperform. They do awesome. So could see that continue. Live cattle futures, yeah, your stake. I'm just telling you, chat, you better go take your date to the stake place as soon as you can, because this thing is pivoted off a major inflection point, unlike coffee, right? And is rallying really well. Hidden bullish divergence continuing to develop, play out. And who knows, you could be headed to those deep retraces, 150 and 160. Cotton, still pretty good right now. I mean, there's a lot of downside still in the uptrend. So you could see like 106 eventually. Wouldn't be weird. Be oversold in an uptrend in the 200-day moving average. All right, we have a new day upon us.
Is that a joint?
Oops, sorry. Jesus Shams. Let's go to Bitcoin. We ran out of time. We were going across the markets. We went too far across the markets. There was your close. Kind of a literal nothing burger candle. I don't think you could call it a hanging man. I think it's a nothing candle. It's nothing. I like it, the fact that it's not invalidating the engulfing candle we received yesterday. I'm okay with it. But I'm still just, the price contraction continues. When will the move happen? Soon, man. I mean, I don't think you can get, all right, we go back to that BNB chart. I think you're really well developed. Remember, 7 weeks of this. 7 weeks of the price consolidating. Oops. I mean, you still have plenty of room, right? Good. Dude, it's like, I see that in my peripheral and I'm like, what? It's Motor Rat.
Crypto_hoarder tipped $524.07. I've been saying it's fine like a fruit fly, and we smelled the rat a lot lately in conversations. Family and friends are like, where did that come from? I said some guy named Mitch. He's pretty cool. Lol. 0.2000000000 ETH.
Gotta go over here.
Thanks so much. Well, I mean, I got it from Sopranos and Breaking Bad, technically, so that's what you should say. We're all influenced, man, in some way
After
or another by
covering the
someone.
new daily candle, can we look at TRQ? I'm new to shorting, but this one looks like a good opportunity. Bearish divergence on every time frame, session double top and locally a triple top. Bless.
What's up, Pierre, man? Thank you, dude. Yeah, we'll look at it, put it on the list. And thank you, Crypto Horda, for the 524.07 right there with there, man. All right. Thanks, dude. We're fine like a fruit fly's okay. Or fine like a fruit fly's fine. We didn't bearish swing golf. We didn't pull a loser price action like yesterday. Give it time, though, man. Give it time. What are we, local double topping? No, I think we're okay. But you just gotta think, like, it is a very real possibility. You can even see it, like, on the daily. If you go to the 12-hour or something, I mean, that's very, very real, right? I mean, does anyone see this? Like, you can clearly see a peak that gives us two discernible valleys locally. Just right here and right here. I'm not saying it's going to play out. You never know. But my God, if that's not a confirmation low, right? Confirmation low, and then look at your 12-hour, right? Your 12-hour, which I think Egg was bringing up yesterday. Right here. I mean, it's like Class B, technically Class A, classic bullish divergence. The slightly lower low where traders settled up on the daily. That candle close. It's lower than that one. So, I mean, impending price action reversal to the upside on the 12-hour on a confirmation low, but really like a potential double bottom where the neckline of the double bottom is around $42,600. It's kind of hard to argue. I mean, like, if you're bearish and you're presented with this, it's kind of hard to be like extremely bearish because you know that's going on right now. You got a bullish engulfing candle too to boot, and that's still extremely valid right now. And your positive Momo has just begun to build after the divergence. So, like, all of a sudden, it's just...
And then, just like that,
the argument for upside starts becoming better now. Starts becoming pretty decent. And if you zoom out and you take we get some more context. Well, dang, dude, you're getting a confirmation low. And both these lows are higher than the previous low before it. That's not bearish. That's not bearish. That's more bullish. That's like accumulation and then confirmation of accumulation locally. But then if you zoom out more, oh my God, all of a sudden, it's not even your lowest low of the dump. Wow, there's another one, and it's back in January. So you're making consecutive higher lows, and then locally you're making higher lows. The same low, which is great, man. What's up, Kaizen? What's going on? Why is it not doing anything? Hello?
Eagle,
Oh, there we go.
thanks.
Yeah, we'll look at EGLD. That's not Elron coin, is it? If it is, I'll do the TA in Elvish. Okay, thank you. And if you tip me to look at Orc coin, I will do the analysis in black speech, right? Mordor. Just kidding, because I don't know either of those languages, but someone does. Okay. That was like, we just came back to Bitcoin because it's your local on the 8th, so we want to come back. Okay, Pierre. Should we still look at it? Let me know. Thanks.
Sorry, didn't notice the crazy gap up on TRQ. My alarms didn't go off by it. But sure, we can look at it anyways.
Okay. Sure, we'll look at it anyway, he said. All right. Sorry, I'm opening my blinds. Weird flex. Okay. Maybe confirmation low on the 12-hour. But the problem is you're not at the bottom, you know, you're not in a support, you're just, you are at a support. We know the 37.7. We, like, studied that. We know it's at some support, not your major ones, where there's way more price action at 30K and 40K and 58K. But still, nevertheless, you're at a support. Don't worry about this chart. Not showing it right now because we, Anyway, it's kind of like it's almost bullish divergence on the daily. You have to say it's bullish convergence though. So anyway, where were we? We were looking at some commodities. Let's
It's China to me, China.
So I heard you saying the orange juice futures are about to pump. Better stock up. Don't forget I like the one with some pulp. Jesus, what the hell just flew past my head? I better get out of here and deal with
Jesus, Camilla.
0.029261000 LTC.
Some pulp. Thank you, Tony Soprano, dude. Carmella, don't get violent. Junior's coming back from his Washington, D.C. trip, where he did nothing but play video games in the hotel room. Get wrecked, dude. Thank you. It's going to just be like, when you tip, it's just super inside jokes of Sopranos. So if you haven't seen Sopranos, you better go watch it. Otherwise, you're just going to miss out on all the fun times we have when Tony Soprano tips me on stream. So thank you, dude. All right. Who's a gabagool? Yeah, where were we? Should we... Oh, let's look at natural gas. Dude, I know. It was kind of... Dude, think about the commodities getting smoked. We've been watching it, right? Minefields, like, all these commodities just blowing up. Not very good, right? Dumping. Platinum. Yikes. Gold, silver, not doing well. Oil, good God, under 100. But natural gas, not having a good day or a few days, but still above the 200 moving average. Still showing higher lows. It's like nothing wrong with it. It's like fine right now. Just imagine what happens when commodities have just an up day. This thing's probably going to outperform like crazy. It has outperformed on the way down. So when all the macro, the commodities, all of them blended together, kind of, they were in a chart. We saw them. They didn't look good. They did bad past couple days, few days. Well, once they all pivot, which it'll probably be soon for a relief rally or something, because it's been pretty overdone, this thing will skyrocket probably. Because if you lose, it's like you're looking for the winners on the way down, because the winners on the way down, meaning they're not losing as much value as the macro. Once the macro pivots, these things are going to outperform on the way up. They're going to be winners on the way up. So natural gas, so far, it's okay, even though it's, not a good day. But yeah, we get it. All right, now U.S. oil. Yeah, like natural gas to U.S. oil. Good God. Natural gas is killing it. Here, it's crazy, man. We knew below 110 what could happen, right? And it happened. We said, was it a couple days ago or yesterday? 110, you are technically below that. That means you could be going to 100 next. You went to 100, and now you're below it. And if you don't hold 100, you're probably going down to $87, $86.91, a low from 2007 and a few other times in history, 2012, 2013. That's probably your next target. It seems back inside of that crazy ascending, broadening wedge you broke out of, right? You are. But eventually, this seems like it's starting to get a little overdone. Bet you're cooked on the 60-minute or 4-hour. Yeah, you were. Look at that. Oh, wow. 60-minute. Woo. You can talk about some massive bullish divergence on the 60-minute on U.S. oil. That's like really nice. So there could be a relief rally coming on the 60-minute. How about the 4-hour? I should normally be looking at the daily on U.S. oil. You got overcooked, meaning you got oversold. Kind of figured that was the case. It was the lowest RSI in the 4-hour you had seen since December. Not showing any edge. No edge. So the 60-minute gives you a relief rally. You maybe have a nice rally, but it makes lower highs and it sells off again. And maybe we start looking for a double bottom, classic bullish divergence of the 4-hour eventually. You just don't quite have it yet. So, these things will, remember, the trend is your friend. And just because this happens doesn't mean it's over. It's really just because the other side of it, these things are inverse correlated to the equities markets. So like they had good days today, so not good for commodities. But what happens when they have terrible days tomorrow? They don't have very good days. They're down. These things are going to rally. And they'll probably outperform. They're in the uptrend. Equities in the downtrend. Equities probably underperform. Anyway, so that was your oil. Let's look at Remax. Dude, why was it even up today? Because the macro, this thing's correlated to the equities markets, and it did open at 96.41 and got as low as 95.36. I mean, it got like, you know, it's already broken support, and that support's real. Like, this is a potentially wonderful shorting opportunity. You already had your chance, though, to get your optimum entry. I mean, this was identified the day the bearish engulfing candle happened. I think all patrons were pinged about it. It was the bearish engulfing candle testing the very real inflection point back from 2013, 14 multiple times. That was so real. That was the entry for a short if one was going to do it. It dumped and then it rallied and then bearishly engulfed again after testing the 200-day simple moving average as resistance and it's rolling over. But yeah, today it had a green candle. Is it a morning star? I don't know, man. It's until you get back above 98.85, you're really screwed. But it's not even, you're still screwed below that level or above that level. You're screwed until you break 112. That's when I think you start invalidating this whole thing when you break above 112. You know, you start making higher highs than previous highs. Yeah. But dude, for now, it's just legendary. Beautiful structure, man. Like, this is like chart art. This is like why I love TA so much, because you identify stuff like this is so just staring in your face, you know, staring in your effing face, man, or staring in your effing face, man. Music stop. Hold on. Well, this is awkward.
Clipping coupons in the stock market.
Sorry, dude. Okay, so I think it might be time now. Let's see, we're getting across the markets. Yeah, I think it might be time to go to the request now, right? I think we got through a lot of it. So first request, man or woman, was Penn Gaming.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
Big ol' yikes, man. Big ol' yikes on this one. That could be. Yep. I kind of understand why you might be requesting this, right? It like hit that pre-COVID high, February 2020. It clipped it once. Kind of testing it again on the second low that's higher than the first low. You kind of got some hidden bullish divergence argument going on. At the same time, though, I mean, it's like the good news is for Penn, right? Certainly, we know the levels. We know where you're screwed. We know where there are no orders below certain levels or above certain levels, right? We knew like 74.69 was a huge area where there, you know, is a lot of buys and sells, right? Same here, $36.85 to $39. We know there's going to be, you know, a lot of buy orders and sell orders, asks and bids, right? But below this level, hold on a sec. I got my shit people calling me. I don't know why. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I was on the phone with Jerome Powell. So I can get your argument for why maybe, hey, can we reverse here? It's almost like you got like ascending or descending broadening wedge stuff. Like you clearly have a supply line there, and you have like diverging trend lines, don't you? It's kind of like that. really kind of reaching. I think you could probably just say that it's like trying to bottom. I'm just talking about you have the dumps, then the consolidation. This is the consolidation you've had, right? Diverging trend lines, but in actuality, it's probably just something way more simple where it's just testing support as support, trying to anyway. So yeah, it could be a low risk area, but my issue is kind of like, what have we been seeing across all these markets? All these assets like Penn Gaming, not Penn, but they're losing 88% of their value or more. This hasn't even seen a 78% retrace. I think really on Penn Gaming, the best area to buy Penn Gaming is around $20, $17.70 to $20, because then there's no doubt. Then there's the massive M shape, the complete reset in the uptrend, and it's at critical supports. You could rally here, but I think what's going to happen, even if it does rally here, it will just make a substantially, unbelievably lower high than the previous highs and roll over again. Test this level, then break it, and probably see 886 later down the road. Okay, so for me, I get it. Yeah, you're certainly at a level, and if you wanted to try to trade it right now, good luck with this macro environment. But if you think that divergence might play out and it might catch the bids off of it, stop loss just marginally below 36.49. Just marginally below that high from July 2018. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. But yeah. Here's your pin. Okay, Wonka Vision for crypto hoarder. We'll see Wonka Vision. Crap, dude. Crypto hoarder, you got a ticker on Wonka Vision. Thanks so much. Next request. SWN. Yes, it's taking it on the chin. Makes sense. Makes sense. Really not that bad. I figured it'd be worse today. Held up. So this one, yeah, this is a hold. This is a whatever stock market. It's not hodl. It's just hold. It's just one can be layering in. If it keeps selling off, one just continues layering in all the way down to like 394. And if it gets there, you're really lucky because it's already confirmed a bottom. Oh, it's already done it, man. It's already one time, two times. Yeah, rallied and hit an area where there is definitely going to be supply. And then the macro, your macro pulled back massively. This one barely did anything. It's outperforming the macro in its selling. So when the macro reverses, this thing's going to outperform upward. And it's going to eventually break this 581 area. This is something for your portfolio one would just long and stick with. I think my food's here. I gotta go put it in the fridge and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. No one's gonna have to give me a minute. I never do this, alright? It was just bad time. It was the only time they could do it. So time change got me. So let's just stare at SWN in all its glory because, you know, you could hold this 6 months and it's probably going to play out very well for you if you're patient. All right. Here's your weekly on Bitcoin. Hey, guess what? You got 5 days to go. Anything's possible, but I know for 3 weeks, it's like 3 weeks of the biggest scam in crypto. Of 2022, you just got scammed out 3 weeks in a row to the downside and the upside, but it's okay. You just add all these candles together, it's just one big doji, and now you're rallying and you're getting back above the critical areas from June 7th. Man, if we get a weekly close above 39K, we're in really good shape, man. Really, really good shape. That hidden bullish divergence continues to rally. Your RSI continues to ascend, and you've rejected 40. You rejected the bearish control zone on the weekly. And 3 day, man, you just got a little bit more work to do. Less than 1 day. We really need a strong candle today. I think you want to see in this next 24-hour period some good positive price action on Bitcoin into the Rudy Poo, into the bull crap. I'm gonna stick it right here. I'll be right back. You can join the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, the sub. Forgive me. It'll just take a minute. Thank y'all. Okay. Hey. I'm back. Sorry about that. So, you know. Leaving off, we're getting back where we left off. Yeah, you gotta have strong 24 hours, man. Yeah, you don't want to just make another lower high. You don't want to see 37.7 again, I'll tell you that. Dude. We're in the middle of a range. We're in the literal dead middle. Look at this, man. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Dead middle, man. What happened? Oh, 420 likes. Thanks so much, y'all.
Is that a joint?
We did it, man. Yeah, it's true.
When it comes out, 0.
Yeah, whenever they open the Russian or Moscow stock market, it's going to 0, dude. Yep. Okay, requests. Keep it going. TRQ. Turquoise Hill. Mother of God. What happened? Dude. What is it up? It is up 32% on the week. Wow, all this thing does is lose. It was like Jasmy, and then somehow Jasmy caught some bids. TRQ caught some bids. Good news, man. I mean, before it did the crazy 32% pump, I mean, it got back above the 200-week moving average, and it got back above major critical levels at 2008, 2016. You got back above that, man. Anytime you get back above a level, that's a spring and then back test the spring. Look at the price action, the engulfing candle on high volume right there. That's something you can't ignore. Like, looking at it now is kind of like, what are we doing now? But dang, man, that was real. Anytime we look at an asset that's at levels like this and it's reversing, clearly see things changing, that's really good. All right, because all you do is like 200-week moving average, awful. Right, resistance, you just reject it and you eventually dump to lower lows. Now all of a sudden changed, higher highs, higher lows, and you're above that clearly. So I don't really tell you besides maybe a target eventually of 36.98. That makes probably the most sense. Right, the low from 2004 and the peaks from history it's been rejected from, right? $37 roughly. TRQ. It's all good, dude. EGLD, I'm speaking Elvish. No, well, I don't know. I mean, it's like the same type of whacked out type of M shape, maybe. It's beautiful though, right? I mean, the arguments. It's trying to confirm a bottom after retracing 88% of the way from its previous low to its high, its all-time high. That's there. Oftentimes, stuff looks like this before it rallies to much higher prices. That's it. Look what it did initially. It couldn't break the resistance. It's real and pulled back. And now it's like, first time you don't know. Second time you do know. It's like an Adam and Eve double bottom, potential double bottom in occurrence right now. Yep. That's it. So it's like all these other altcoins, man. It is. It's similar to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin lost 88% of its value from its previous low to high. This where it bottomed out. Bitcoin's put in a second low, like EGLD. So I would just assume to say that if Bitcoin actually respects the TA and rallies, this will too. If Bitcoin collapses and disrespects the TA at an 886 with a confirmation low with weekly hidden bullish divergence, then this is going to disrespect. This is going to dump too. This is going to go down to $100, $67 after that. Who knows, right? Again, we don't know where an asset's going, but we certainly know where assets historically majorly reverse and usher in new waves. Big wave up, big wave down at these levels. That's normally where waves end. And new waves can be ushered in or begin and rally to much higher levels. And yeah, it's got all the makings of a velocity athlete. For reversal, it's doing the things you want to see at the deep retrace value perceived areas. That's it. That's your EGLD. If this plays out, then you're going to $200 again. Yes, that's your target from here if it's actually going to play out and Bitcoin doesn't collapse. Okay? That's it. That was it. That was the last request. Let's go, dude. Pretty light day of requests. Been live 1 hour 27 minutes. And this is why I changed the stream time so we could all be. I could be live when the daily candle closed. I'd have to be sitting here twiddling my thumbs for the next 30 minutes. We've looked at a lot of assets. I mean, that's what we do every day. We look at tons of assets. It's kind of like you get through them. Sorry. Let me see. What we don't even know if it was Elrond coin, right? The last no, that's Christmas greetings, never mind. Oh. Vinania Villa Iana Irwanan na quanta as Angolinally. That means my hovercraft is full of eels. In Elvish. Wow, dude. There you go. Worth. Okay. So, I mean, there are others that exist out there that are just unreal good. Like, this is an active trade setup that's off its entry, way off its entry now. And it's not even begun to show its true glory. Where I think XMR, if like it is all respected and the macro doesn't collapse, like Bitcoin's going to 30K and then the cycle's over, going to 25K. If it doesn't do that, then Monero goes to $300. But who are we to know? We don't know if Bitcoin's gonna do that or not. But dang, man, it was worth taking a shot, and you're up a lot off taking that shot. Okay. Well, we will live to fight another day, it seems, right? Pray for Bitcoin, pray for the economy, pray for Ukrainians, pray for the Russian citizens that had nothing to do with this invasion, that are going to suffer greatly, but not as they're not going to suffer as bad as the Ukrainians. So, whatever, you know. But anyway, like, you just pray for the innocents, the people that were innocent, that didn't have anything to do with all this crazy stuff, bad stuff going on in the world. If XMR wasn't still private, it would probably be at 0, or it'd be like Verge coin or something stupid like Benito coin. All right. So I think, you know, we've gone across the markets. I think you have a little bit more clarity of where we are everywhere, and what variables these assets are showing. What could be coming next, maybe? So we don't know. We can identify variables that can help us understand where maybe something's going next. Maybe. So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. But, I mean, in the end, dude, Crypto Hoarder, carrying the streams, man. You're a friggin' beast. You're the Pareto principle on steroids, dude. So I really appreciate you, for real, and keeping this stuff going. So one day, though, glory could be upon us. I think we're getting really close to resolution, whether it's a collapse or an absolute face-melting rally. It's coming, man. It's getting closer and closer. 7 weeks now. So I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.
crypto_hoarder tip $262.25, bumped into Hodgkinson and his family outside a local soup kitchen. Whole family starving. It was sad to see, a legacy melting away. He asked me for spare change. All I had on me was Jasmine. When it rains it pours. 0.100000000 ETH.
Yikes, dude. I mean, I don't know. Giving nothing away is just as good as giving Jasmine away. But when did you give him the Jasmine? Did you give him the Jasmine before he, before the pump or after, right? When did you give it to him? Was it, if you gave it to him two-ish days ago. No, if you gave it to him on the 13th, he's a rich man, right? He made some more tendies than Cardano's made since September in a day, right? 43% or something. And yeah, so it just depends. Whenever you gave it to him, you said today, so that's not good. You gave it to him after the pump. I guess that makes sense, right? You were just waiting for the pump so you could donate it to Hoskinson. This kind of looks like Cardano, right? This is Cardano since this is almost the Cardano chart, right? But Cardano's like this. Wherever September is. This is the Cardano chart. But it's Jasmine now. Okay. Nice volume. Crazy volume. Yeah, dude, I don't trust this, but it happened, man. Of course. It pumped, dudes. Oh, well, we're still looking at it, man, because we needed to know how much, you know, value the Jasmine was. That tip took forever to go through. I wonder what that means. I wonder what that means. Why would it take so long? Because remember, the other times they just wouldn't even go through, right? Good Lord, man, Monero's already up, like, just going, dude. It's like, who cares about Bitcoin, dude? I'm Monero. I'm the king. It's gonna be at 1.66%. Storage is another one. Dude, looks like, what could you ask for? It's an 88% retrace with bullish divergence. I mean, this is where massive new waves begin, and it just hasn't started really yet. It's just there, though. These are like the low-risk areas before Moon. It happened before. You wouldn't even believe it down here. You wouldn't even believe it, you know? And then all this was literally identified in July. It was identified, and it played out. But, you know, again, this was a full reset. From that low to the high, it was an 88% retrace. Guess what? Low to high, 88% retrace, man. So it just, I don't know what it's gonna take. I really don't, and it may not. It just may fail. These all just may fail. Whatever, you know. It's just, this time was different. I mean, Dash was great too in its own right. It's a alternate bat pattern, type 2 return, insane divergence everywhere. It's perfect, man. It's not an inflection point, but at a harmonic pattern completion zone. So yeah, I mean, like, depending on what day you bought Jasmine, you could have bought a lot more Jasmine a few days ago versus now. But dang, dude, it's just like you stare at this and it's like, flip the chart over. I mean, dude, a massive long-term, you know, downtrend, and you're just getting to these deep areas from the previous highs. It's just, and there's bearish divergence like crazy. I don't know, man. Like, I could just keep dumping, but and just, we could go all day on this stuff. Like Litecoin, man, dude, it's just like, it's a shark. It's in an inflection zone. It's showing divergence. It's not one, but it's 2 times. You know, holding this level from 2018, man. It's just, everything's set up. Everything's been presented on the chart that we see over and over and over again, except the massive impulse up. That's it. This is the only thing that hasn't happened yet on most of these coins. Not all of them. Actually, a lot of them don't really have good argument. They're just kind of crap. Like, just bleeding out, man. But some are like this. Some are really good like this. I mean, XLM's another one that sticks out. Just solid, man. Solid little shark argument with a type 2. But this one's at the inflection point. This one, look at this inflection point, dude. It goes back to 2018, 2019. You're right there. You have triple bullish divergence on the oscillator. It's just, you're set up. The stage is set. What the F is wrong with me? It's not happening. I feel like I'm going crazy. This is it. This is what happens next if TA is ultimately respected. Massive markup, FOMO, viewership goes up, everyone freaks out, everyone's chat's lit, everything's going on, it's nuts. That's what's coming next on XLM that respects TA. That's it. You get me? I mean, can't get mad at me for identifying it. Because we'll identify them in the past, they fail. We'll identify them in the past, and they will succeed like the Jesus man. That was identified. This was real, man. This was a very real cipher pattern with 3 rising valleys before gone. But how do you think I got all my Patreon numbers? Identifying these things, and they played out, but they didn't just play out. They went insane. People's lives changed on the money they made. So it was like, yeah, and so, but now we're on the other side. Oh, you know, like at the momentum, everything changed. The buying climax in May for a lot of these coins that were insane on the way up. So many trade setups played out on the way up, but it's just been like a desert for XLM, a desert since May of last year. But now, arguments being presented for another massive move up. Pray for Bitcoin. Pray the economy doesn't collapse. Okay. Yeah, it's sleep at the wheel, but dude, it's like waking up. It's been asleep for 12 hours now. You know what I'm saying? Like when you sleep 12 hours, that's a long time to sleep. So you wake up, you're going to be energized and ready to go. And XRP, I think, is a part of this. XRP looks great, looks way better than XLM. I would take XRP over XLM, my opinion. But if XRP plays out, XLM's going to have a good time too. It's always been that way. It is known. Yeah, and it's just like a thing we could do. Oh, dude, look at this. Chat, you won't believe this. It's just like, don't get mad at me for presenting it and showing you like what's happening. Look at this asset, YFII. God, it lost everything. It lost it all, man. It went all the way down to the lows from June of last year. From the low to the high, it has hit an 88% retrace once, twice, 3 times. And now you're just holding on to some support, and here's your falling effing wedge. And you have broken out with a bullish engulfing candle a couple of days ago, an undeniable bullish divergence. It's just like, they're low risk areas for long. I don't care if it effing fails. You better have a stop loss to protect yourself if it does fail. But dude, these are the levels where you become a king. These are the levels we wait for and wait for and wait for over half a year or half a year. 6 months we wait for these low risk areas. We wait for these patterns to develop. We wait for the divergence on the oscillators with these patterns developed at these deep retrace levels. So just pay attention to YFII and many other altcoins that are presenting their own arguments on their own charts. My God, all day. Tron. This thing's unbelievable. It's so good looking. It looks just so poised for higher prices. And 8 cents would be your target. Yes, 8 cents. What does that mean? That means like from here, upside potentials around 37%, whatever, dude. Oh no, it's all good, dude. Look, man, you tip me like $250, $260, $500, dude. Like, I would never complain about it ever, dude. Like, you kidding me? Like, that's, I appreciate it, man. And I appreciate it so much. This is like, hey, reinvigorate the stream, keep it going for a little bit longer, look at a few more assets. Why not, man? It benefits everyone that's still stuck around. You know, everyone benefits from that. Yeah, but again, dude, it's just like all across this market, man. Join the Patreon if you want to see more of it, because I'm scanning charts all day and I'm posting them, and they're everywhere. They're all in charts only. So join the Patreon if you want more private access to not just these altcoins, but everything, rice futures, you name it, dude. We're looking at everything in charts only in the Patreon. So this is just a glimpse and things that I'm looking at all day. So thanks again, Crypto Horda, for keeping it going for a little bit longer, but kind of skedaddle. I don't know why it took so long. Maybe the people using the network, man. Something's going on. So thank you, dude. Thank you, everyone. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Pray for Bitcoin. Pray for the economy. Pray for stuff to just not collapse, because we're on the cusp, man. We could do it. It could break upward just as well as it could break downward. 7 weeks, man. We've been stuck in this rut. I'll be back. Until next time. Respect the T.A.
immediately.
Have a go. Over here.